Hello, we are live and I'm waiting for a few people to jump on. And in today's live stream, we are going to be talking about Sean Cannell's video, which is how to boost YouTube views with simple content strategy. And we're going to be talking about how we can apply the things that Sean shared with us to our channels. So that's what we're talking about tonight. So I'm looking forward to a great conversation. And I think I might need to move this up just a little bit. Let me grab something to lift this. Sorry about that. But I realized the camera was just a little low. There, I think that's a little better. So we've got people jumping on. So let's see who's on. Let me know who's on. Tell me who you are. Who's on with us tonight? In case this is the first time you've joined me, I am Denise Jordan. And Ruth is here. Hey, Ruth from Kentucky Fried. It is good to see you on. We had such a good discussion last week. Oh my goodness. I just couldn't wait to do it again. Wendy, always busy, is back with us. And it's always something around here. Luann is back with us. And Luann, thank you for popping your name in there. I think I remembered it this time. But it's good when you guys post a comment. If I'm not used to talking to you all the time, I may not remember what your name is. B. Nancy is here. She said she's been off the grid for a week, but she's back tonight. And I'm glad to see all of you guys. Now, were you guys able to take a look at the video, Sean Cannell's video, how to boost your YouTube views with a simple content strategy? Who was able to look at that already? Because I did take a look at it just before we came on. I had looked at it last week. And that's why I thought it would be a good one to look at tonight. And then Brown Eyes on a Budget, she's on with us tonight too. So it's great to see you, Brown Eyes. So what we're talking about tonight is how to grow our YouTube channels. And we're trying to develop a strategy to do that. So now Ruth said she just watched it. Luann said she hasn't had a chance to watch it yet. Luann, I'm telling you, you have got to watch that video. I have just learned so much. And then Marie's DIY is on. Hey, Marie. She's saying her hi to everybody. And Nancy said she didn't get a chance to. Well, the title of the video we're supposed to watch is actually in the title of this live stream. So when we're done, be sure and check it out. The video is only 10 minutes long, but I tell you what, it's amazing. Now, Wendy said she watched most of it last night. So, Wendy, let me ask you, what was your takeaway just off the bat when you said you've got to finish it? What was your takeaway? And then Adriana Davis is back on with us tonight. So, hi, Adriana. It is good to see you as well. So now, Wendy, what was your takeaway from the video? And then For Lisa is on with Homebody with For Lisa. She said she loves Sean's channel. And then Nicholas White joined us tonight. Hi, Nicholas. Welcome to our sister circle. You are always right in there looking at our videos and making positive comments. So thank you for jumping on with us tonight. So For Lisa, you said you love Sean's channel. Tell me why. Why do you love it so much? And while we're waiting for Lisa to give her answer, Wendy said that she saw part of the video last night. Wendy, what did you get out of the video? So For Lisa says Sean gives good information. Exactly. He really does. He gives some great information. And I watched it and I took a few notes. Actually, I looked at it twice because I thought, okay, there's some things here that I definitely need to know. And let me just ask you guys while I'm thinking about it, can you guys give this video a thumbs up? That way you won't forget. I've learned that if I ask you to give a thumbs up right at the beginning, then you guys don't forget. So if you guys, we've got 10 people on, so if I could get 10 thumbs up right away, that would be great. Now, Wendy says that she learned the important thing to do is strategize, and that is absolutely right. The important thing to do is strategize. So how many of you have planned a strategy for the first quarter of this year, of 2019? Everybody here is in this sister circle, including Nicholas. And what we are all trying to do, I believe, except for Nicholas, is grow our YouTube channels. So how many of you have a strategy to help you with that? What's your strategy? How many of you have a strategy? Because I believe, Wendy, you took away the most important concept, which is we need to have a strategy. So Sandra says she doesn't have a YouTube channel. She caught me again while on afternoon break at the office. So Sandra, you are welcome to join us. So for Lisa says her strategy is to post a video almost every day. Okay, for Lisa, that's a start. And I know you've got a good little following over there, a good YouTube following. So I'm writing down the different things that people say they're doing. And then what I'm going to ask you guys to do is, after this live stream is over, and after we talk about whatever it is you plan to do, if you could go to the community tab here on my channel and just make a post on the accountability tab that says YouTube discussion February 4th, and I've got to put that in there, and then let me know what your strategy is. So now Luann says she needs to have a strategy, but she doesn't have one. Now Felisa says her strategy is to post every day. Well, that's a start, but I thought about creating a strategy, and I thought not only do we need to think about what it is, how often we're going to post, but what it is we're going to post. Like what kind of content, because you need to have a content strategy. So Brown Eyes on a Budget, she tries to stick with the consistency, post every 3 days, post early instead of late, and about new things. Okay. So when I looked at my channel and decided that I wanted to come up with this strategy, and then Rockstar Rochelle were asking for, what is your strategy for your YouTube channel? So one person has already said they're going to post every day or 2 or 3 times a week. So one piece of strategy related to growing your YouTube channel is consistency, and then having a plan for how often you're going to post. So how often you're going to post is one piece. And then if it's once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, you need to be consistent with that. Now, how are your viewers going to know you plan to post every day for Lisa? Or Wendy, if you're going to try to post 2 or 3 times a week, how do your viewers know that? Where can they find that information? Because one of the things that I've learned from Roberto and from Sean is that if we say we're going to post 2 or 3 times a week, there needs to be a way that our viewers can pick that up. So it needs to be either in our channel header, and then maybe also in our channel trailer. But we need to let them know how often we're going to post and then put it there. So now Nancy's making a commitment to be consistent. She's going to strategize after the live stream, meaning she's going to make a business plan. Well, all right, now that's what I'm talking about, which is what you do need to do. You do need to make a plan about what it is you're going to do. Let me just share with you guys a little bit the plan that I'm working on. Now, it's not complete, but I'm still working on it. So, okay, so first of all, I thought I'm going to try to post 2 to 3 times a week, but I realized that is not in my banner. I don't have it up there to expect videos 2 or 3 times a week. Now, in my about section, which it is very important to have your about section very well filled out. And there was a couple of you guys, I looked at your about section and it really didn't say very much. So your about section, people go there and they look quite a bit. I've had more views on my about section than anywhere else. And I do say in there that I will post videos weekly. So I do at least do that weekly. But my goal is to try to post 2 to 3 times a week, which means I'm going to be cutting back somewhat. But but also to put that in my banner because it's not there. So we need to have that information in our banner so that people can see it. That's number one. The other thing is, what is the promise of your channel, he asks. And I thought, well, that's pretty obvious, the promise of my channel. I mean, I say I'm about home health, beauty, and planning. What else do they need to know? So my question to you is this. Do you get that from my videos? So you guys need to critique me as well. So if my promise to you is home health, beauty, and planning, do you get that from the videos that you watch on my channel? Crickets. What are your thoughts? Do you get that? When I look at Secondhand Tracy Ann's channel, and she says, so good. Lisa says, yes, she does. She does. So Tracy Ann's channel is about thrifting, DIY, some lifestyle, and hauls. She does a lot of thrifting videos. She does DIYs out the wazoo, and she also does hauls, but mostly they're thrifting hauls. So the promise that she has, we see exemplified on her channel. So Brown Eyes on a Budget, I'm calling you out. What's your promise? And while she's thinking and getting ready to write her answer, for Lisa, what's your promise? Kentucky Fried is wanting to do a schedule. What do you do when there's open collabs? They help you grow but can mess up your schedule. Now, Ruth, that is an excellent question, and that's something we have to address. Now, Ruth's question was, what when you have a schedule? Thank you, Nancy. So Ruth's question is, when you have a schedule, sometimes open collabs can mess it up. And you're absolutely right. And I think that's kind of tough. We have to figure that out. One of the things that I also agree with is if I have a schedule and then there's a collab that pops in on the same day, you know, it throws your schedule off. So what should you do? Well, and the collabs do help your channels to grow, but maybe you might have to consider what collab you jump in on. Or, so for Lisa said she's ultimately plans to post twice a week, but right now she's posting more to get to 10,000. Brown Eyes on a Budget promises to stay on schedule unless she comes up with something else. But Brown Eyes, that's not the question I'm asking you. I'm asking you, what is your promise to your viewers? If I'm coming to your channel, what do I expect to see? My channel says home, health, beauty, planning. So when you come to my channel, I hope you guys see things about the home, running a household, cooking and cleaning, laundry, organizing, health and beauty. So if I'm coming to your channel, what do I expect to see? So now Marie says she's going to ease up on some of the collabs. And you know what? Maybe that's what we need to do. And I have to tell you guys something funny, because when I was talking to my sister, Mickey or Max at Live, Laugh, Love, and Pray, and I said, and we had made the comment that maybe you might need to be more particular about the challenges or collabs. She's like, well, shoot. She says, you would have to say that right when I announced my collab. Now, for Lisa, I just missed that comment. It was there and it was gone. But yes, we might have to ease up on some of the collaborations. You just might have to, because if you have a strategy, I realized that my watch time was down this month. And I realized I'm off task. How many cleaning videos have I put up? And those are my best videos. How many cooking videos have I put up? Not many. So I was really trying to get through January and the various collabs that I had committed myself to. And now that February has started, I'm just going to have to slow down. Okay, so Brown Eye says things about hauls, reviews, vlogs, and more. That's what she gives. Now, your channel says Brown Eyes on a Budget. So when I hear that name, I'm thinking I'm going to see things related to budgeting or how I can budget things in my home. So let me ask you, Brown Eyes, do you have a series planned on your channel? Because when we talk about content strategy, and this is what Sean talks about, you have to have a strategy that's more than just where I'm going to upload a video every day. What is your content going to be about? That's the thing that, oh my goodness, that's the thing that you want to be thinking about. So when I think about some plans that I have coming up, I want to do videos related to my morning routine. And then I instituted a collaboration with 2 other ladies where we're going to do morning routine, but they're cleaning videos. Evening routine, but again, cleaning videos, because those are my best videos. The other thing that I plan to do is I'm going to start that series, Hug Your Home, and it's a 12-week series. Now Ruth has already started that, and then one of the other girls in our channel started it as well, and I can't think right now who it is, but I knew I couldn't do it in January, so my plan is to start my Hug Your Homes, to jump in on that one in February and have that one of my series, because the cleaning are my best ones, so I need to play to my strengths. And then my cooking videos are great too. So live, laugh, love, and pray. When she goes to Brown Eyes on a budget, she think of hauls and thrifting and getting things that are budget friendly. Okay. Being Nancy, her goal is to emphasize connection between the body, the mind, and the spirit. So what kind of videos do you show that? So Brown Eyes says her content's about shopping on a budget, and she shows how to get good deals on a budget. Great. So Clarissa is on. Max, I didn't know you were on. So Brown Eyes hauls are great for budgeting. Okay, so great. So then you're living up to your promise. That's the promise you made. So now let's talk about content strategy. So now as we talk about this, how can you put together some content strategy? Who wants to be the guinea pig? And we can all kind of jump in and try to help that person plan some videos they might want to have. A Beautiful Nest TV. She says she would like to try a cleaning video. She's never tried those. So now at Beautiful Nest TV, let me ask you this. What is your promise on your channel? What do you say your channel is about? Suze and the crew is here. Welcome. We are talking about content strategy to help grow our YouTube channel. So Suze, we're asking, what is your strategy for growing your YouTube channel? Artist Director Media. Oh my God, my son just jumped on. Artist Director Media. That is my son, and he has a arts director kind of movie business in Atlanta. Oh my goodness, I can't believe he jumped on this live stream. Now I'm nervous. But okay, so Suze, what is your content strategy for growing your channel? And I want you guys to know I've learned lots of stuff from my son, so that's good. So Beautiful Nest Family Inspiration. It's a life, home, and garden channel. Okay, so Beautiful Nest. I like that. Life, home, and garden. So then when we think about your content strategy, how many cleaning videos do you do? How many gardening videos you do? And are you doing any gardening videos now? That kind of thing. Oh, Nancy says she does some intentional pray. And you know what, Nancy? It's funny you say that. I was watching one of Sanav's video on earlier today, and she was doing intentional prayer. So Sue says uploading consistently and engaging with your audience. So uploading what? What kind of things do you upload? How many of you guys have tried product reviews as a part of your content? Because that's something I think that could be helpful. Yes, Ruth, my son Justin is on. He's artist director media, and we called her Mickey Mac when she was little. So, okay, now you guys are getting all the 411. But you're right, gardening hasn't started. But you know what? I'm starting to get emails from Proven Winners and from Burpee, and I'm starting to think about what I want to do for my gardening. Now, I just missed that message. about meet and greet. So if you could send that through again, I won't be able to see it until I get through and look at the replay, so I missed that. But how many of you are doing product reviews? Hey, Diva Designing on a Dime. It is so nice to have you with us. We are talking about content strategy. So Felisa says product reviews don't do well on her channel. And that's good that you know that. Now, my question is, what kind of products have you been reviewing? And if they don't do well, maybe your audience doesn't like that, and that's okay. I was just curious because I wanted to start doing some on mine, and my people seem to like those, but it depends on what you do. So for Lisa, what kind of products do you do? I know you like to go to Z Gallery sometimes, so maybe you might review some of those kinds of things. Okay. Oh, Adriana Davis said she would like to do a meet and greet with everyone. Well, that depends on where you are. I'd love to have a meet and greet, but I just don't have one close. So Kentucky Fried said she'd like some beginner gardening videos. She's got a huge flower bed. And you know what? Maybe you and I can do a collaboration on gardening. I did a gardening series when, during the summer, container gardening, and, my little backyard garden is not very big, but let's talk about doing a collaboration with our gardens. So Marie's DIY said she'd like to eventually do reviews on crafts and products. And Marie, I'm so glad you said that because I was thinking about you earlier. And, Ruth is doing that 12-week Hug Your Home series. So now I was wondering, how can you crafters do a 12-week organizing, decluttering series? So now one of the ladies, and she's in our circle, and I can't think of who it is, Rocky Mountain Gardener or something like that. Okay, Luann. So Luann, that's right. I always watch your garden. So maybe me, you, and, oh, I forgot the other lady, but maybe I'll go back through the live stream and I'll get you guys notes, and we'll have the three of us collab on a garden. But for those of you that are crafters and you want to do a series, maybe you could do a 5, 6, or 7-piece series on how to declutter and organize your craft room. And the one person who's in our circle that just did one, she was on the DIY Mommy's Organization Challenge. And she just did one small piece on how to organize her die cuts. So maybe those of you that are into crafting could do 1 week you're doing how to organize and declutter your die cuts. Maybe another week you're looking at either paint, or I'm not sure all the different tools you might use, but maybe your paints, or how you might need to check the expiration dates on your paints and declutter those. But yes, you could certainly do a series on decluttering your craft room. Now, Meg, you're not trying to cast aspersions on my craft room, are you? Are you saying I need to do one on my craft room? I know it's a hot mess, but I'm not tackling that. But Marie's DIY, though, that could be something that you could do a series on how to declutter in your craft room and hit different things. Clarissa hasn't done a YouTube craft room organization, but you did do a blog on craft room. Now, if you did a blog on craft room organization, Clarissa, and it went well, then you need to do one on your YouTube channel. Now, I know I've got lots of inks and stamps, and probably some of my inks are dried out. I've got die cuts. So I've got lots of things that I could show you how to organize, that I probably need to organize. My husband says I need to pitch them. But those are some things. So Max says I asked for ideas. So you're right, I did. But I wanted those ideas for Marie and somebody else, not for me. Okay, so now we've given some ideas to the crafters on how they can come up with a series. So that's content strategy. So then when you're looking at your content strategy, maybe, now we're looking at the first quarter or maybe the second quarter. So maybe if your first quarter is already planned, then maybe in the second quarter, refresh your craft room could be a good idea too. So either in the first quarter, since we're just now getting into February, or in the second quarter, you DIY crafters can consider planning a series on how to how to declutter or organize in your craft room. So those are some great ideas for crafters. Paper, and I think that's a great idea, Max, when you look at trends in crafting. papers change. I've got papers in my craft room that I no longer use because those papers are out of style. So things like that. Okay, so let's have somebody else. Let's try to do someone else now. So let's look at crafters. Yes, Mickey Mag, they've got you. So now we've looked at crafters. Who else can we look at that we can maybe come up with some ideas on some content strategy to help them with? Ruth, I think you're doing great with yours. You've got your Hug Your Home one. Product reviews on punches, papers, and paints. Those will be great for your crafters. So when we're looking at product reviews, you guys should definitely be doing that. You're buying all of these products. You need to review them. I got some product reviews I'm going to be doing on just simple everyday things like paper towels. I ordered some paper towels from a company, which I'm not going to mention now, and I didn't like them. And I'm going to talk about that in a product review. So you guys can do product reviews on things that are relevant. So for Lisa, your channel is Homebody with for Lisa, and you do home not organization, but home decor. So maybe there's some decor pieces that you could review, or maybe you could review a store that has home decor. You know, that's an idea. Okay. So now let me guys just throw this out. This is a little bit off target, but I asked my husband before I jumped on, what can I do better on my channel? Because he hears me a lot of times when I'm listening to the videos. He's forced to listen because he might be laying in bed beside me while I'm listening to Sean or Roberto Blake or something like that. And he said he thought that I could do a better job of defining some of the terms that I use. For example, when we talked about the kitchen vignette and someone said they didn't know what a vignette was. And I'm like, oh, it didn't dawn on me that someone would not know what that was. And when I used the term soup tureen last week, Brown Eyes on a Budget is buffering, so she's going to have to jump off. So thank you, Brown Eyes. Don't forget to go over to the community tab. Well, I've got to put the note up. So come back to the community tab and put a note about what you're going to do to apply the content from that video to your channel. If you haven't looked at the video, please do. But he mentioned again, though, that I should make sure that any term that I use is clear. He said just because I know it and most people might know it, he said there are some people that may not. So when I said you need to have a soup tureen, I should have given an example of what a soup tureen looked like because there were several people that didn't know. And whereas it's certainly something that many people in this culture know about, if you're in another culture, you may not be familiar with that. So good night, Brown Eyes. We'll check you out at another time. All right, so now, yeah, that was good feedback from my husband, and he's pretty good at that. And sometimes he says, well, he says, I just figured I didn't know because I'm a man, but I thought, no, if you don't know it and you're John Q. Public, then maybe there's somebody else that don't know it either. So he's really helpful. And the other thing that Sean talked about on this video, and Karen, we're talking about how to grow our channel from by watching the video that Sean Cannell made, how to boost views by having a simple content strategy. One of the things that he talked about was creating a personal development plan. Now, what is that? What is creating a personal development plan? Well, that's just as simple as figuring out ways, creating a plan that you are going to improve yourself. Yes, Marie, I do have a smart husband. I don't like to say that too loud, though, because then he kind of gets a big head. But yes, I do have a smart hubby. So what are your plans for professional or personal development? One of the things that I'm doing is I'm going to go back and review some of the videos that Sean has made that I've seen before that have been very helpful. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm really working on my thumbnails. Did you guys see the thumbnail tonight for this live stream? I'm really trying to make my thumbnails brighter and clearer and stand out. And so I plan to work more on learning how to do more with Photoshop. Kenya's Decor Corner. Hi, Kenya. Oh my goodness, it is so nice to have you with us. So All Sorts says she's listening but not joining in. That's okay. But hello, everybody. So thank you, Suze. That's probably one of the better ones that I've done. I really worked on that one. And one of the things that Sean and Roberto and other YouTube gurus say is we need to spend as much time on the thumbnails as we do on the video, because people are not going to get to the video content if they don't get past the thumbnail. So what can you do to improve your thumbnails? Have you guys thought about that? I know you can use Canva and you can use PicMoney. Canva's free, PicMonkey is not. Oh, Kenya just finished watching Shoutout Sunday. So Kenya, did you get a chance to see the homework? Because if not, well, I don't know how much you need the homework. You're doing really well. But one of the things that we do on these Monday night live streams is just share ideas for each other, how we can help grow our channels and things like that. So we talked a little bit with Marie and some of the other DIYers on how they can grow their channel, got some content strategies for them. What are some strategies that you guys can give to me? What do you think I can do? What's some content you'd like to see me try? And then we've got, let's see, we've got Max that Live, Laugh, Love, and Pray on, and we've got Karen. Okay, so Clarissa says she has a bad habit of taping and forgetting to tape the thumbnails. Now, the PicMonkey app is not free. You have to pay for that, but it's not very expensive. It's only about, it's less than $10 a month. The PicMonkey is less than $10 a month, but you might be able to do everything you need to do with Canva, and Canva is absolutely free. Now, they're rolling out a new at work function that there is a fee for, but I have not purchased that yet. The homework, Kenya, is to watch Sean Cannell's video on how to boost YouTube views through simple growth strategy. And I will link that in this below, but it is linked in yesterday's shout out. It's listed in there. So Ruth wants me to do more cooking videos, some of my tried and true ones. Canva's great, but limiting with photo editing. Yeah, PicMonkey is a lot better, but it just depends upon whether or not you've got the budget for PicMonkey. You know, we have to start where people are, and if Canva is where you are, then you've got to do the best you can with Canva. But one of the things that I'm learning is you want big, clear photos and as bright and nice a photo as possible. I know Roberto Blake has a YouTube starter kit, which I bought, but I'm not as savvy with Photoshop as he is, so I wasn't able to execute some of them. So Photoshop is one of the things that I plan to do for, I use Snapseed or Lightroom to edit photos. So now, what is Snapseed and Lightroom? And I'm going to write that down. She said she uses Snapseed and Lightroom. PicMonkey costs $7.99. Well, when I make my thumbnails, this is what I do. And I do this particularly because I'm usually by myself doing it. So what I will do is I'll shoot the video, and then when the video's done, I'll sit there and I'll be going, you know, all that kind of silly stuff until, and so I'll do a bunch of those. Or I might even, if I'm doing a product, you know, a product thing, then I might like, you know, hold up this and, you know, all that kind of thing. And I just do it on video. And then when the video's done, I use Adobe Premiere for my editing, and then I'll just capture a picture from those frames. So at the end of the video frame, I do just a bunch of, you know, like I said, photo poses and that kind of thing, because that's all I can do because I'm by myself. I'm sure my camera has a timer function on it, but I don't know how to use it. Now my son can do it when he's here, but I don't know how to use it. So you guys have given some good information about Snapseed and some other things, so you might want to go back through the replay and collect some of that information. Why do thumbnails have to be silly? You know, Roberto Blake talked about that just the other day. And it's not that they have to be silly, but they have to be energetic. So he says, you know, the YouTube thumbnails typically are overdone. So Kenya's Decor uses a thing called Thumbnail Maker. Let me write that one down. I haven't heard of that either. So Kenya, you are doing excellently, and I know you've had your channel on just a little bit longer than I've had mine. Can you tell me, oh, and Kenya can use that on an Android phone. So she uses Thumbnail Maker, and she could use it on an Android. So that's always nice to know. Kenya, can you share with us, if you don't mind, how you plan your content strategy? I'm not asking you to give it to us, but if you can kind of tell us a little bit about how you plan your content strategy, because that's what we're trying to talk about. Now, Organized by Darcy. Yeah, Organized by Darcy just jumped on, and she said she's sorry she's late. But Darcy, what we're talking about is how we can grow our YouTube channel. And so there's a video that we're supposed to watch, and it's actually the title almost of this video. And I'll link it in the description box once we're done. But we're talking about how to apply that to our channel. So Kendra says she's just been random, but she's going to work on that this year. Well, it's been working for you because your YouTube channel has really grown very well. I mean, you are doing great. Just really doing great. And I saw that video the other day with Addison playing the drums at church. So someone's giving the key to growth is something. So I don't think they finished that thought. I think one of the things, though, that we really have to make sure we do, and Zane Redfern mentioned this last week, is making sure that we tag our videos appropriately. Because if you're not tagging your videos, then they can't be found in search. And so when they talk about SEO, or search engine optimization, that means using the right tags so that the Google search engine can find you or can recommend you. And when we're small, like many of us are, we don't get recommended a lot. But if you are using the right tags, then maybe you can get ranked. So now there's a couple of you that are on that are new. So All Sorts says she used Adobe Spark Post for her thumbnails. I've got Adobe Premiere, so I haven't purchased, so I don't use Adobe Spark Post, but I've heard it's pretty good. Okay, so Kenya says network with challenges and then participate in various collabs, and that is a way to grow connections. And yes, that you are absolutely right. The biggest thing is you work with challenges and collaborations, and you grow connections with other people. And one of the things that we talk about in this sister circle is that we grow our channel one subscriber at a time. And like one of the persons that I've established a connection with is Miss V, and she just joined us. And I met her when she hosted her vision board last year. And so I've really established a connection with her. And I met a lot of you through her and through that. So you're right, collaborations and challenges do help you grow your connections. The big thing is that once you establish those, is make sure you go back and visit too. So that's pretty good too. Kenya, didn't you reach your 10,000 subscribers? And then Life on Lemon Lane. Oh my goodness, I can't believe she's joining us tonight. Well, thank you for joining us. You say it's hard to see others grow rapidly when you have to grow organically. Exactly right, you know. It's kind of like you do grow one subscriber at a time, and you work and you work and you work and you try to get there, and then you see other people growing past you and more rapidly, and it can be sometimes a little daunting. But one thing that Live, Laugh, Love, and Pray, who is my sister Max, or Mickey Mac as my son just busted her out, one of the things that I've learned from her and also from Roberto Blake, is that what's for you is for you. So the people that are for you will find you. So those that, like, I'd rather have subs who like what I'm doing and are here with me. And, you know, that's what happens. So now, Patty, I believe that's Patty of Life of Lemon Lane. And I tell you what, I found you, I think, through one of the collabs, and you've participated in one of my challenges, I do believe. And you always have such cute teacups. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's so nice of you to join us. We just kind of started this second live stream because we're all trying to come up with tips to grow our channel. So this is one way that we're trying to do it. One of the other things that we need to talk about when we talk about that particular video is, what is your positioning strategy? So when Sean talks about what's your positioning strategy, he says, what makes you different? And I will sit there and I might watch 3 or 4. Okay, so now Clarissa says her key is consistency, and she's definitely working on that. So when you say your keyword is consistent, Clarissa, what does that mean? Once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. And Marie gets iffy about asking people to do what? And Marie, it's okay if you want to ask someone to collaborate with you on something. I mean, it's okay. But maybe when you choose that person, though, choose something that makes sense. Because if you ask me to collaborate with something for you on a DIY, I'm going to say, because everybody knows my DIY is not the best. It's just not my thing. So I'm not going to be doing many DIYs. Now, Kenya, the app that Kenya was talking about, I didn't think it had to do with tags. I thought it had to do with thumbnail. The app for tags should be TubeBuddy and vidIQ, and those are free. Well, okay, so now Marie, this is the thing, and Roberto made a comment about that very thing. He said, do not ask bigger YouTube channels to collab with you, because what's in it for them? He said you want to try to look for collaborations with people that are about the same level as you or just a little bit above. So consistently uploading is so important. And then, yeah, collab with someone. Let's say if you have 1,000 subscribers, then maybe you might want to check with someone that has 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers. Someone with 20,000 subscribers probably is not going to be interested. So Clarissa, if twice a week is all you can do, twice a week is all you need to do. Twice a week can be plenty as long as you're bringing what your people want to see. So that's the thing to think about. Think about your focus. So again, TubeBuddy and vidIQ. Now, Patty says, does anyone have a good way to find like-minded channels? You know, I don't. I think what you can do is look at the feed that's in your YouTube feed. For example, when your video comes up or you're watching a video, let's say you're watching one of my videos on cleaning or laundry, and then you look over on the right, there's going to be other videos that pop up that have to do with a similar topic. There could be someone in there that might have a similar concern. Now, Life on Lemon Lane, I'll bet you there's several ladies here in this circle that probably have similar interests to what yours are. You do, like, I know you lean towards farmhouse. I know you do, oh, thank you. But I know you love different kinds of teacups. And then you do some organizing and some cleaning and a few things like that. There's lots of people out there that enjoy that same thing. So I think I got off target for a second there when I was going to say, like, what is your content strategy and how are you going to position yourself? See, now, Patty, that's the thing. Now, when Sean says, how can you position yourself to be different? And that's where I'm at. So I have to think about that because I love cleaning. Yeah, G-Mon, that girl has teacups and more teacups. And she uses a different one in every video. But when I watch those cleaning videos, most of the time it's young girls, they're Caucasian, they've got children, and they've got these huge, huge houses. That's not me. I'm a grandmother, so I don't have anybody at home but the hubby in the other room. My house was probably built, I don't know, when was this house built, honey? This house is probably,
1979.
so this house was built in 1979. So this house is about 40 years old. And I'm certainly not under 30. I mean, that's obvious. But I like to cook and clean. So how can I be different? So how am I positioning myself differently? Well, Patty, I position myself as the housewife authority. I say I am the housewife authority on YouTube. Oh, now you've changed your direction and it's more authentic. I'll have to come back and visit to see what new direction you're going in. But I'm trying to position myself as the housewife authority. So for the young housewives, if you want to learn how to do something related to running a home, I'm saying I'm it. Now, how come I'm it? Well, I've got 45 plus years of experience in doing that. So that's why I say I'm the authority. I mean, I learned how to do something in 45 years. So those are the things that I'm thinking about. So now Luann says she's learning that liking the changes that Patty has made. So I'm going to have to see what you've done, Patty. I have to admit I haven't been there lately. So I'm going to have to visit. Maybe tonight, you know, when I'm sitting in the bed and the hubby's watching some ball game, I can, you know, check out some different channels and things like that. But yes, but now Marie, this is the thing. I was thinking about you the other day, and oh, Kenya's laughing at me now. Well, you know what? When I got the first Miss Denise, I was like, you know, like, oh. Then I thought, oh, I guess I crossed that line. And I realized it's like, good night, V. It's so good to talk to you. And you called me because we were supposed to talk about something. But anyway, when I got the first Miss Denise, and I thought, I've crossed that age line where, you know, I'm now a mature woman. So how can I capitalize on that? Well, I can share the experience that I have had with other women. Because, you know, yes, Nancy, being over 55, well, I'm over 65. And I'm an empty nester. Like I said, it's just me and the hubby. So we've been empty nesters for a while. So, but still, it's just the two of us. But there's a whole lifestyle to just being two. So, Kimberly, thank you for saying it's perfect for me. But I'm just trying to be different. So Sean says different is better than perfect. So I'm not perfect, but I'm different. So Nancy, tell us a little bit about the change you've made. Now Ruth says she's a Kentucky Fried. Ruth said she's a stay-at-home mom. She's a stay-at-home wife with no children yet. Yet, and that's the key word, Ruth, is yet. You know, that blessing is on the horizon, so we just have to see what form it takes. But that blessing is on the horizon. And who knows, that blessing could be in the form of a birth child. It could be in the form of adoption. Who knows? But that blessing is on the horizon. But you're right, you know, you are a stay-at-home wife, and that is unusual today. But you are a homemaker. So you are one of the people that I am targeting because you're a young wife. You know, you're making a home. So I have information that I believe I can share with you. And then as a young wife, Ruth, you certainly have a lot to share with the other young wives that are out there. So your channel is a lifestyle, and all the things you do are perfect on that. Yeah, well, you know what? You say it's difficult to find an age-appropriate tribe. But like Darcy just jumped on tonight. You know, Darcy's like, she's 50 plus, I believe. And she does a lot with decor. But she does most like organizing and things like that. You know, she's got experience. And so when he says different is better, well, our difference is that We have experience. We have experience to share. So see, that's the thing. We have experience to share. So, you know, there's got to be a variety on YouTube. Definitely got to be a variety on YouTube. So what's your positioning strategy? So like Diva Designing on a Dime, do you have what's your positioning strategy, if you don't mind sharing? And I love watching your videos. Now, Kenya says she's an old mom and a young mom. And you know what? That's right, Kenya. I did notice that. You've got some older boys and then you got that little tag along. But there are many people who have that same story. So you can relate to both demographics, you know. So like one day I was watching Addison playing drums at the church, and then I might see you with, you know, with a family shot, you know, and you're talking about, you know, your whole family, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's a lot of us with that story. So Patty says, what exactly is positioning strategy? She logged on late. Well, Patty, what we were to do was to watch the video that Sean Cannell posted called How to Boost YouTube Views with a Simple YouTube Strategy, or something like that. I'll link it below. Once we're done and I can go back in and add to the description, I'll put that in there. But when he says like a positioning strategy, it's like, how can you be different in your niche? So if your niche, like for example, my niche is home, health, beauty, and planning. So how am I different? Well, first of all, I'm older, so I'm experienced. So that's how I'm different. And you know, I'm African American. You know, most of the ones that I see in the niche that I'm trying to break into, you know, are young white girls. And let's see. So that's what he says. He said, so position yourself in a way that can make you stand out, because different is better than perfect. And like I said, I'm not perfect, but I'm certainly different. And I remember when Drea at Clueless Mama D first found my channel, she says, oh my goodness, somebody with experience. Glad to see you. And I really felt good when she said that. So that's what we want to do. We have to think about, how can we be different? So, you know, Maria's, you know, commenting. So now Kim says she does things that she loves. She watches this video and then she'll plan or see how she can apply whatever she sees to her channel. And so that's the thing that we want to do. Everything that we see, we can't try to do. And that was the other thing he mentioned in this video, was don't try to do everything, but maybe pick 2 things that you want to work on on your channel for this year. So I know one of the big things that I want to work on for my channel this year is thumbnails. Yeah, Kim has a beautiful channel and such a beautiful spirit. You can just kind of feel it coming through the channel. So did that help you, Patty? When you talk about positioning strategy, and see, one of your shticks, which I love, was the fact that you always have a new teacup. You know, you love mugs, and my sister Mickey at Live, Laugh, and Love and Pray loves mugs. So now, being Nancy said she started watching YouTube as a social outlet, but then and which is what many of us did, but then you form connections with people. You form a community. Inspired Living with Christy, my sister from Texas, just jumped on. How you doing? So you entered family blogging and using your age of life as a grandmother, and okay, urban homesteading. Now, I've seen lots of videos on homesteading, but you are right, Patty. I have not seen anyone like you on homesteading. I watch Old Camp Ranch, and I like Sutton's Days, and I see all of those guys, and then Laura, she's just jumped on, and I enjoy their content, but none of them, I don't get the same vibe from them that I get from you. So yes, so, you know, Patty, you're at a little bit different demographics, gardening and chickens. I like that. You know, Kenya was saying she doesn't know some of the ladies here, And Kenya, one of the things that we talk about, and Patty too, we want to embrace you. So one of the things that we talk about in this community is that this is a sister circle, and we are trying to help each other grow. So we share ideas and things like that, and we do kind of these kind of discussions here. So go and, like, when you are looking at the replay, or even when you're looking now, if you click on the person's picture that pops up in a comment, it'll say go to their channel. You can go to their channel, check them out, kind of that kind of thing. See if you like what you see. And if you do, subscribe. And if you don't, just keep it moving. But that's one of the ways to find like-minded people. Like the people that jumped on this live stream tonight. Hey, Laura. Notice Laura's saying hello, sisters, because she definitely knows she's one of our sisters in this sister circle. And that we grow our subscribers one subscriber at a time. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. If someone is not watching the whole video, then maybe it's not the right person. Yeah, so like if I can't do it because I'm the host, but when you look at the chat on the side, if you just tap the picture, you'll go over and it'll give you a couple options. Go to their channel and some other things like that. So, and then let me ask you too, Patty, if you're getting more into vlogging and you're showing your lifestyle there, I should think that would be very interesting. My people love it when I do my vlogs. They like it. It's more than a notion to blog because you're capturing everything. And to be frank, it was like I signed up to be on YouTube, not my husband and not my family. So I have to be cognizant of that. So I missed something. Kimberly, what are you doing that I missed out on? So yeah, so that was helpful, Patty. Great, great. Christy is on, our sister from Texas. She jumped on with us tonight. And if you guys have any upcoming collaborations, be sure and send me a message. Like you can drop me a note in the community tab. And then again, once you guys have decided how you can apply any of the tips from this video or from this discussion, any of the tips you think you can apply, if you would go to my community tab, once I get a time to, put a little note up there for the accountability for this session, and just indicate what you're going to try to do. In a month or so from now, I'm going to come back and say, you know what, you said you would do this, this, and this. Oh, wow. Christy's announcing some open collabs on Wednesday. Okay, Christy, send me an email, and I'll be sure and get those on the Shoutout Sunday. I know I missed that. Tracy Ann had one with On the Hunt for Ray Dunn. How many people knew what Ray Dunn was before the past couple weeks? So now you're tweaking yours, Kim. What do you plan to do? Like, what is it that you're tweaking yours? Because I really enjoy what I see from you. I enjoy the approach that you take. I mean, it's just so thorough, just so thorough. So I've got some changes planned for mine, but one of the things that I know is that I haven't had the chance to implement some of the plans that I've made because I've been so busy in some other collabs. A Beautiful Nest, if you jump in on Sunday, on our Sunday Shoutout Sundays, or catch the replay, I will usually have a list of the upcoming collabs in the description box. I don't put it in the first night because to be frank, I just learned how to schedule the live streams. Now I've learned how to prepare the text for the description box and put it in. So I don't usually have the list in there. So Laura, you said, what is this Ray Dunn? Oh, on Proverbs 31, woman. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that one. I'm not as spiritual minded as I should be. So Kim, you're going to have to break that down a little bit. I'm thinking Max probably knows what it is, but I don't. And see, Ruth knows what it is. So tell us what that is. And Clarissa knows what that is. And where's my phone? I'm going to have to look that up. Where's my phone? Well, I don't see my phone. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, I guess I can't look it up now otherwise, and you guys are just looking at a screen with no one saying anything. Okay, so I'm going to give a quick recap. So first of all, when we're supposed to be looking at what we learned, the takeaway from Sean's video. The first thing was, who are we trying to reach? So make sure you narrow it down so that you know who exactly your audience is, number one. Number two, what is the promise of your channel? What is it that you say you're going to give to them? So when I say, who am I trying to reach? I'm trying to reach the homemaker, the housewife. So even if you're not married, but you're making a home for yourself or for your children, you need to know some similar things. So I'm trying to reach the housewife and the homemaker. What is your promise? My promise is that I'm going to provide you information on running a household, cooking, cleaning, laundry, that kind of thing. Kentucky Fried. Yeah, I just learned about Ray-Ban like yesterday when I saw the challenge that Tracy Ann put up. So now Kim and Patty are going to be connecting. See, Patty, you're making a connection already. You're part of our sister circle now, so great. And that's what this whole thing is about, how we can form connections with each other and grow. You know, Marie, I was thinking maybe you might want to consider like Danielle's Decor Corner. She does decor, but she does a lot of DIY. Now, what she does with her decor, her DIY stuff though, she will make things to fit into her decor. Oh, Kim, I'm glad you find this has been beneficial. I'm so glad you guys feel that these sessions are beneficial. I still don't know what you guys are talking about, the 31 housewife. What does that mean? So what's the 31 the housewife with Proverbs 31? I'm going to have to look that up when we get off. But okay, let me give a quick recap. Mickey reminded me that I need to stay focused. And so let me give the recap, and then I'll try to get back in and look at what you guys are talking about. So, number one, who are you trying to reach? An example of who I'm trying to reach is the housewife. Number two, what is the promise of your channel? And my promise is home, health, beauty, and planning. So I do videos related to house cleaning and laundry and organization and that kind of thing. When are you going to create it? Well, I'm going to create videos 2 or 3 times a week, but I don't have that listed anywhere. So I need to correct my banner to show that. Create a personal development plan. So my plan is to master Photoshop, to really work on Photoshop and my thumbnails. So I found some YouTube videos by by Nick Nimmons and Roberto Blake that talk about Photoshop and thumbnails. And I'm going to try to work my way through those. I'm going to go into Studio M and make the student workers help me. They go like this when I walk in the door, like, oh God, she's back. But that's how I learned how to do Adobe Premiere. So there's that. And then, what is your positioning strategy? That was number 5. And then my positioning strategy is that I am the housewife authority. And so I'm niching down to those women, those wives, those women who are homemakers that need to know that. Oh, it's all about being a virtuous wife or a good woman. The chapter gives you the steps on being a good woman. Okay, I'm going to check that out. Now, Kimberly, I can kind of I see that already. Now, Marie says more of a reason to DIY them. I'm not sure what that's in relation to, but let me give number 6 because I'm getting distracted, and then I'll come back. And then number 6 is, what is your plan for growth on YouTube? So when I say, what is your plan? Number one, the plan has got to be written down. If you write it on your phone, if you write it in your journal, if you write it in a notebook, but you've got to write down the plan because, if it's not written down, then, you don't have a plan. It's just a dream. The other thing is the plan's got to be more than just, I'm going to upload 3 times a week. So let me give you an example of some of the plans I wrote down. One of them is create a channel trailer in the first quarter. I don't have a trailer for my channel, and I've seen some really cute ones, and I want to learn to do that. So I want to create a channel trailer, because when people look at the trailer, I can tell them in the trailer what my focus is. Now say whose name again, please, and you'll look her up. I missed that, Marie. You might, Danielle's Decor. Danielle's Decor. That's her name, and she started about a year ago, and that young lady's got almost 10,000 subscribers. She's blowing up. She does a beautiful job, and one of the things that I do for myself, and I think it would help if you do it, is I will analyze something when I need to work on it. For example, those of you that don't know, I'm a children's book writer and a children's author, and when I was getting started, I wanted to write a story for Spider Magazine, and it's like the creme de la creme of children's magazines. And so what I did was I bought 7 Spider magazines, and I analyzed all the stories in each one of them and broke it down to the formula so that I could figure out what was a spider story, because each story in every magazine is a little bit different. Once I figured out the formula, I wrote a story, submitted it, and got it accepted. So yeah, I'm a published author. So what you want to do is, like Marie is, I would examine Danielle's channel. I would watch at least 10 of her videos, examine the content, examine the titles, and how does she do what she does, and what does she do with it. I was watching her the other day, and she was making, I don't know, some little tray or something like that. She was making some kind of vignette for her family room. So she was talking about it, and all while she was talking about it, she was making it, and then she showed where she used it in her room. Ruth wants to know, what are some of my books? I've written a biography of Julian Bond. I've written a biography of Muhammad Ali. I've done a Harlem Renaissance collection of where I talked about some of the artists and authors during the Harlem Renaissance period. Let's see. Most of the people that I've written for were like school publishers. So there was a series of books on like the circus. Hey, honey.
Yeah, right.
Could you go upstairs and bring down a couple of my books for me?
Okay.
They're on the top shelf in the office, I think. I'll have my husband bring a few down, and you can see them. But yeah, Danielle is very niched down. So she does decor that fits her house. And I also noticed she kind of is playing a little bit into Arlene's Country Craft Cottage, that community over there, because she likes a little bit of country. Not a whole lot, but she likes a little farmhouse. And so she kind of is leaning toward that way. And so, she's gotten Arlene to participate, in her like gift wrapping challenge. She's done one challenge, but she got some good participation, and she got some good people to participate in it. The other thing you guys might want to think about, now this is just like, I'm just throwing this out there now. My mind is just kind of exploding as we think about this stuff, but think about a challenge or a thing that can be yours. Like you guys know, like every quarter I'm doing a kitchen vignette. I just started it because I thought it was fun. Danielle's channel is Danielle's Decor. That's her channel. Danielle's Decor. So, and then if you think about it, Hillary at Old World Home always does the $5 Goodwill Challenge 4 times a year. Lindsay doesn't do one every year, but Heidi does the Clean Closet Challenge, And Kimberly does the Show Some Love Tablescape collaboration every Valentine's Day. Think of something that can be yours. Now, this is part of your long-term strategy. It's not going to happen this month. It's not going to happen next month. It could happen in the second or third quarter. So just jot down a little note like, okay, so part of my long-term strategy is to come up with something that is mine. And then just do it every year so that it can grow. You can be known as that. So that's something. Honey, they're on the bookshelf in the office. This man can never find anything. But yes, a quarterly challenge is good. Now, let me just point out something else too that I just kind of happened to notice. So when we talked about our vision boards in January, one of the things that I had on my vision board that my goal was to collaborate with at least 6 people for collaborations for 2019. Well, I think somebody else formed a similar goal, because if you look at Stephanie at Creativeness Me, she's collaborated with, she's collaborating with Wani at Wani's house this month for One Pot Cooking Challenge. She's collaborating with me in March on a Mardi Gras cooking challenge, or Mardi Gras table. Kenya's got to put Addison to bed. Well, okay. Good night, ladies. It was so nice to, good night, Kim. It was, Kenya. Good night, Kenya. It was good to see you. Yes, and so your What's in a Name challenge, that was good, Ruth. But my question is, what's in a name? You've already done that piece. So if you do it again, you're going to have to tweak it just a little bit. Of the magazines, bring the 2 magazines that are up there. Like if you look on the shelf in the corner. Okay, I had my husband bring down a couple of my books. Here's one of them. This is the Harlem Renaissance Artist in Profile by Enslow Publishing. This one was Heinemann House. Is this one? Good night, Kenya. So here's one. This one was done by Enslow Publishing, and this was the autobiography of Joy and Bond. And then this one was another Enslow one, and this is about Walter Dean Myers. This guy is an amazing children's book writer, and he writes books for the urban youth. You know, Christy, you might contact Ruth, and she's on, and find out whether or not it's too late to jump in. So Kenya says if anybody wants to collab with her, send her a note and send her an email, and then you guys can chat about it. So yeah. And you know what? All you can do is ask. I think if you ask someone that's got 10 or 15,000 subscribers, I think that's okay. Now, you ask somebody with 100,000 subscribers, they may look at you sideways. But, and again, you got to build up the connection. So, oh, thank you, Suze. I don't talk about them a lot unless there's a reason for it. And that just seemed to be appropriate, right then. Thank you, Clarissa. Thank you. Okay, so we've talked about the 6 points that Sean had in the video. I thought we could look at another video for next week. I wrote it down, but I don't know where I put it now. It was one of Roberto Blake's videos. And where did I write it? Thank you, Patty. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, this has been a fun live stream. This really has been. And we've been on longer than our 30 minutes. That was all I had planned to do. So maybe it's time for us to wrap it up. I know some of you guys, depending upon where you are, it's time to either put kids to bed or it's time to get dinner, that kind of thing. So yeah. My husband upstairs looking for those magazines. They're right there on the shelf. Sometimes I swear. Yes, younger channels collaborating with some of the older ones. Certainly, I think certainly that's open to happening. And like I'm collaborating with Ricky and Shelly and their young channels. I mean, I'm a young channel too, meaning that I haven't had it very long and I don't have as many subscribers as some people do, but it's been helpful. Darcy, it is so good to see you too. I think I'm going to have to figure out a way to make a list of all the people that I'm subscribed to so that I can visit with them. But yeah, this was fun. This was great. As soon as my husband brings his okay, well, he couldn't find the magazine, so. Okay, so. Well, listen, guys, it's time for us to jump off. We've had a good discussion. It was great. And I will go in and put the accountability tab in as soon as this video renders, and then go to the tab and put a little note in the accountability tab and let me know what it is you plan to do, because we're not here just to talk. We're here to do action. So like I think Yoda said, don't try, do. So we're not here just to talk. I was listening to something Fly Lady said the other day. And, oh, thank you, Kim. I so appreciate that. But the Fly Lady said that the people that watch her channel, she says 80% of them watch it for the entertainment, and then 20% of them take action. I want us to be 80% taking action and 20% entertainment. So let's get busy, ladies. Let's get busy. Let's get busy. We're going to make these channels grow one subscriber at a time. So I'm saying good night to our sister circle, and I will check in with you guys next time. Oh, and let me tell you guys one more thing before I hang up. I'm doing this thing with this course with Sean Cannell, and one of the things he said we have to do is like part of our instructions or our challenges for the month of February is to do a live stream once a week for 4 weeks. But these don't count. Like the one I'm doing today and Shoutout Sunday, those don't count because I was already doing those. I have to do one with searchable content. So if you guys see me jump on, say Wednesday, it's a whole complete different thing.